Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Turn up the volume. Hello, everyone. If there's anyone there, there might not be anyone there yet. How is everyone doing today? Hello, Nancy. How are you? Welcome. Thank you. Okay. A lot of times it's not working. So, today I am actually doing something a little different. I know for the most part everyone's used to seeing me in front of my embroidery machine and working with fabric or heat pressing or something. So today I actually wanted to work on a little bit of something. Um, I've been working on this design for forever. So I've been working on this design. Hello, Nairo. I think that's who that is. I think you changed your name. Did you change your name? Um, so I, where was I in my thought process? Sorry. Oh, yeah, these headphones. Everyone tells me these headphones never work right. Um, these are, okay, so some of these designs, um, the one that I'm currently working on could be a fabric design, but I actually, in over the last year or two, I think it's almost 2 years. Over the last 2 years, um, I have become more of a part of the diamond painting community. I don't know if you know what diamond painting is. It's like a sticky canvas that you do little gems. You place gems on it. Um, so I've joined kind of that community, and I make a lot of project bags for that community. But also, there is a company called Crafts with Crashly, and her husband make diamond painting release papers, and they make tumblers, and they make diamond painting pens, and they make a ton of stuff. Um, you love diamond painting. Great! Yay! We have another person in the diamond painting community. Yes. So, she actually makes diamond painting release papers so that the sticky doesn't get all over the place if you don't want to use the plastic sheet that covers it. So she actually, I think it's 2 months ago, she actually signed me as a licensed artist. So I am a licensed artist with Crafts with Crashly. So this is a specific design that I've been working on, and I really want to get it out. I feel like I take forever. This is why I never call myself a real artist or a true artist, is because I am the slowest artist you will ever meet. Like, some of these artists just crank out stuff, and I don't. So, thank you, Nancy. Um, so I am trying to work on this. My most, the only pattern that I currently have out, I will show you, is Nibbles. This is Nibbles. Um, I think they do custom design. I'm not 100% sure. I know that they are very, very busy. So, but this particular design, there is a running joke in the community of the beaver, and we all know which direction that can go. So I thought it would just be fun to draw a beaver and but more on the cutesy side of things. Um, so this is the current design that is available with Crafts with Crashly. Now there's actually a background on the actual design, but this is how I sent it. So this is Nibbles, and this is the only one that's currently available so far. But I did just recently send them a whole ton of some of my previous ones, some of my previous designs that I actually do have available on spoonflower.com. So if you do not know, I actually draw and design patterns for fabrics. I haven't actually done that in a really long time, but I keep it up on my Spoonflower shop. Spoonflower is actually a website where you go on there and you search through all the different kinds of patterns that you like, and you pick them, and you can have that particular pattern printed on a variety of fabrics. So, I mean, they have a ton of fabrics. I don't know, 20 plus fabrics, or you can also have it printed onto wallpaper. So you could have any of my designs that I have on my shop on there printed onto wallpaper or any kind of fabric you want. And it is more expensive, obviously, because you are purchasing very customizable items. Oh, you can also have them, I think they also do home decor where they'll actually sew it into like a comforter or pillowcase or napkins or whatever it is. So it's very customizable. And I'm hoping that as I go along, I can maybe take some of my fabrics or some of the designs that I give to Crashly, that I can also have it printed into fabric and make project bags out of them. So you can have release papers that match your project bag, which I think would be so much fun. But it's hard to do because it is expensive and I don't have a ton of income. I think everyone thinks that I make a ton of these bags and I'm just rolling in the dough, and that's not true at all. So this is Nibbles, and then if you guys want to see some of the other fabrics, or not fabrics, I keep calling them fabrics because that's what I usually do. If you guys want to see some of the other ones I sent over to Crafts with Crashly, I can do that too. You'll see my whole thing. Sometimes I do wish I could hide exactly what I'm doing, but I'm trying to find. Okay, so here I have this dinosaur print. This was actually, so what got me started into creating patterns was during the pandemic, right in the very beginning, I became part of the embroidery community. So I haven't been doing embroidery for a really, really long time, probably 4 or 5 years now. But at the beginning of the pandemic, I joined this community of people, and learned about embroidery, learned about all kinds of different things. And I met a friend who also has a YouTube channel, and she also has a small business, and her business is Bingham Bliss, and she makes handmade baby clothing for little kids and infants, and she has a bunch of stuff. Her name is Amber, and I remember telling her that I drew stuff on my iPad, and she said to me, she's like, "You know how to draw?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know how to draw. I mean, I'm not great at it, but yeah, I draw." And I had just gotten my iPad like the previous Christmas before. And she asked me if I could draw a turtle theme, like a sea turtle theme fabric for her, and that's what got me started. I drew her a fabric. I knew very little about my iPad. I knew very little about Procreate, like any of that stuff. And then she was like, because she used Spoonflower to have her fabrics printed. And she said, "You should use Spoonflower and put your designs up." And I was like, "Well, I don't have designs, but I could make some." So this particular design, this dinosaur design right here, was my very first pattern that I put up on Spoonflower onto my shop. So I did this one, and I remember a lot of people said, "Man, I want one that is boy and girl." So so this is the quote-unquote boy dinosaur print, which you could totally use for a girl too. But this is the boy dinosaur print, and then I did a girl dinosaur print. So this is the girl dinosaur print, and this is in like very pretty pastel-y colors, blah blah blah. So this is in very pretty pastel-y girly colors. So these were my two very first designs that I put up on Spoonflower. Shortly after that, so I am very much more of a watercolor kind of look, kind of artist. I like the look of watercolor. I like the softness, and I just like that look. So for the most part, you will find me doing watercolor looks to all of my designs because I'm not very good with the others, like the more comic-y kind of stuff. So, but I wanted to try something out. So this was my next one, was my Take Flight. This is my Take Flight design. This I also sent over to Crafts with Crashly. So, this is a design that I made with the cute little airplanes on it. Now, this is not watercolor, obviously, but I was kind of inspired by one of my favorite movies, Toy Story. So Toy Story was my big inspiration for this, like just the colors of Toy Story and also the clouds. I really like the clouds, like the big, like exaggerated, big puffy clouds. So that's kind of what I was going for with this one. So the colors kind of like of Toy Story and then the clouds. So then when I was making my fabrics, I was trying, or my designs for my fabrics, I was trying to make them with a quilter in mind, kind of, because quilters, when they make a quilt, they need coordinating fabrics. So they usually have like one or two they usually have like one or two focal designs, and then they have other designs that coordinate well with them. So this was like the focal design, and then I just made some clouds. So these are just clouds. Oh, sorry. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Hold on, and I'm gonna shrink it down because I make all of my designs usually on an 8" by 8" canvas on my iPad. So I'm going to, it won't let me do it because it's locked. Hold on, unlock it. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this so that you can see what 4" by 4" would be. Just duplicate them. Okay, so this is my clouds. So it's what's in the background of the airplanes. So my cloud designs. I just love the clouds. I think they're cute and fluffy and poofy, and they look like marshmallows. I like the airplanes. Thank you, Nancy. That was just my inspiration. So, and then to go with that, I also went with like a star design. I also sent this one over to Crafts with Crashly. This is like a scribbly star design. And then I also have these polka dots, which are super cute. Polka dots. And then I have this plaid. Now these were not sent over to Crafts with Crashly. Let me go. Then after that release, I then released, I believe it was this one. This next one is by far one of my favorite ones. Just saying. This is one of my favorite designs that I've made. And I did send this to Crafts with Crashly. I think I sent all of the pieces to this one. But this one is my, I think it's back to school. Take note, or no, I can't remember. I would have to go to my, I don't remember the names. I'm going on to my Spoonflower real fast because I can't remember for the life of me the names of these. Okay. So, these are my back to school. This is my back to school design. And this one's just school supplies. So school supplies is one of my favorite ones, just because it's just fun. It just, you know, I like including the paper effect in the background, and yeah. So this one was really fun to make. Also, during this time when I created these, I also started learning how to, or I'm still learning how to digitize my own embroidery designs. And this back to school actually has embroidery designs that coordinate with it that I have for sale on one of my Etsy shops. That Etsy shop is Sarah Ann Digitals, and I just have a bunch. I have the I have the palette. So I have a palette on there, and I have crayons, and I have pencils. So I have those also on my Etsy, on one of my Etsy stores. So I did this, just basic supplies, and then I also did, I really like this one too. For some reason, I really like it. This one is called, let me find it again. This one's called Take Note. So it's got a bunch of composition notebooks on it, and pencils and erasers, and I love this one. This one is super fun. Um, I actually don't like composition notebooks, but I like the look of this design. After that one, I have, um, I'll go over this one. So I do have this one, and I will say, duplicate this. I'm going to reduce it down so you can see like a better. So this particular design is just ABCs, and I didn't write this, my daughter did. So when she was very little, oh boy, I can't even remember how old she was. I can't remember how old she was. She was definitely under 5. Um, I had her write out her alphabet on here, and then I added the color to the background and everything, and to the backgrounds of the letters. So this is my daughter's handwriting, which I love this one because it's her handwriting. It's cute, and I don't know, I love it. Now, I also have these crayons. So this is a crayon design I also sent to Crafts with Crashly. And it's just a bunch of stacked crayons. I think I also worked on stacked colored pencils, but I don't know why I didn't, like, maybe I didn't like it? I don't know, but there's also stacked colored pencils. Those are cute. I, personally, the pencils and the crayons I don't like. But, anyway. I do also have another one. I can't find it. It should be here somewhere. Hold on. The problem is like, I'm kind of like all over the place when I make stuff, so half the time I forget where it is. Oh, here we go. So I have that, but I also have my crayon doodles. I love crayon doodles. This is one of my favorites too. So the whole back to school thing, I really liked that. I love to see these. I don't know if these could be diamond paintings, but I mean, I could, like, to me, when I think of diamond paintings, I think of like an actual like whole image that goes together. Like these are just like little, I don't know, these are like little bits and pieces. When I think of like, I actually think of like artwork. Like this is artwork, but you know what I mean? But I like this one too. I like how it's scribbly and it's all over the place. So that one's fun. That I did also send to Crafts with Crashly. So I don't know what they actually went through and looked at my spoonflower and chose ones that they wanted. So I don't know when and where and what time frame things will be available, but these are just things I've sent. Okay, so then my next one was my Love Blooms design. So this is Love Blooms, and it's just love and with a heart. So this is my handwriting. This is all. I mean, all of them are done by me. But let me see. Oh, I didn't send this one over to him. I probably should have sent this one over to him. Oh well. I also have these hearts. And what is this? Oh, there we go. Then I also have these flowers. I don't know if you can see. If I zoom in on the flower, you can see that the flower is made up of hearts. So the flower is hearts. And then I did send that one to them. I think that was it for my Love Blooms design. Okay, let's go ahead. I better put something up here so that I know what design this is. Don't know what this is. Yeah, that was the hearts. Okay, I think. Oh, I did also send this one over. It's very basic. It's not anything crazy. So I have this pink plaid pattern that I also sent over to them. Then we'll go to I think I sent this one, but I'm not sure if they'd be interested in this one. But then I have this like simple bee one. I do want to work on another bee design, like in the watercolor effect, so that it can kind of go with, I know there's a recent release had like a cat sitting in a teacup with like bees on it. So I do want to try and do another bee design one, so hopefully later on I can work on that. Then the next thing I did was my garden bunny. And so I haven't sent these over, but hopefully once it comes closer to Easter time, I will send these over. So I have these carrots, and then I also have my bunnies. Let me turn off the carrots. So I have my bunny design. Let's go with the smaller one. There we go. So my rabbits with the carrots and the spade and the watering can. So those ones, hopefully these I'll send over to them. I did send over, nope, let's go back here. I sent over this plaid, I believe. This is just like a pastel kind of plaid. And I also sent over my, what is it not turning it on? Okay, my tulip design. So this tulip design has also been sent to them as well. So I have the tulips. Trying to think what other ones I have. I think that's all I have for what I've done previously with fabrics. Now I'm gonna go to, I did make one, I sent this other one over to them as well. This one. So I made this a lemon design. Well, it's like lemonade. So a lemonade design. I sent this one to them as well. This I actually don't have available in fabric. So, I've got the lemonade. Trying to think if there's any other ones that I sent. I think I might have sent this one too. This one I haven't put into fabric either, but I thought it was cute. So, that one's also going to them. And as you can see, I have a ton of stuff on here that designs and all kinds of things. So today, and then this was one. This is a tutorial I followed, and I just thought she came out really cute. I followed this tutorial on YouTube or something like that, and I just thought she came out really cute. Because I'm not the greatest at cutesy. Like, I can't really do cutesy. I really want things to look more realistic. But anyway. Now I am working on this specific design. So right now I'm just working on this shell. And that's all I plan on doing is just, you guys can just hang out with me, and if you have any questions about anything, definitely let me know, because I don't want you guys to be bored just watching me color. And if moving things in and out makes you kind of sick, this may not be the best thing for you to watch. Because I move my screen around a lot. Now, I had been working on an octopus for this specific design, but I was getting really frustrated with the octopus, so I still have it, but I don't think it's gonna be in this design. Darker. I have that. And I'm not really sure if this color goes good with the design or not. So, I'll show you the design in a second. microphone, but okay. Now, I like to draw on my iPad because I can make changes a lot easier than if I weren't on my iPad. I don't know, like some artists are really good at making adjustments and changes like after they've done something. Me, if I do something and then I'm like, well, I screwed the whole thing up. Like that is literally what I will say, and then I'll throw the whole thing away. So that's why I like drawing on my iPad, because then if there's something that I don't like, I can fix it and change it right away. Or if I want to lighten something, I can lighten it easier. I don't know. Then I can add like highlights and things by, you know, either adding color or taking some color away. No. wonder if I add some white. What do you do? Sometimes you can't add certain colors over it. No, it's not doing it. That's why erasing works so well. I should darken that up completely. Sorry, I'm posting something real fast so that other people know that I'm on. Okay. It's just like with watercolor. You should build slowly the color. Now, in fabric or in release papers, you're going to lose some of the detail. So I don't have to be too super duper picky, but I want it to look nice, so. A lot of times when I'm drawing, I do something by accident, and then I'm like, ooh, I like that. which, which helps, because sometimes when you're drawing and you're like, ooh, this is not looking like I wanted it to look. But sometimes when you accidentally do something, and it changes the whole look of it, and you're just like, oh yeah, that looks good. So what is everyone else up to today? I don't know if you're still here or not, Nairo, but how are you? Are you still sewing? And I think you did embroidery too. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I feel like here and here need to be done. I'm not sure wonder if this dark one would work. Ooh, that might work. Just want to darken up some of these very, very like tippy top edges. I don't want to darken everything, but like these teeny tiny little spots, I want them to be the darkest. Yeah, that, and then maybe like a line of it. Oh, bring this up a bit. Okay, and then down in this little section, can darken that quite a bit. But let's I like that. That looks good. Actually, teeny tiny. that. And then I'm going to go here and deepen this. Go on the outskirts of this. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. Okay. I like how that's looking. Then up here, I'll add a little bit to the edge. Then bring it in. Okay, like that. Then brighten it up a little with this brighter pink. Okay. And I just spend a ton of time blending the colors because I want it to look nice. So then in this area, I kind of want to make like it highlighted, like it brighter. There we go. Okay. And we can take that pink and like kind of give it a direction. Looks okay. Kind of bring that down too. I like it. So it kind of looks like it's kind of shiny there. Now we can add the darker again right here in this inner corner section. And I feel like maybe I should back this down some. Yeah, I think that'll look better. If I remove some of this. Yeah, that looks better. Very lightly. I think that looks good. Okay, now here, that's these guys. Sorry. I got dark way too fast. Okay, this small. Also, I wanted to come on. Now, not very many people are watching, but I also wanted to come on to see like what people would like to see with my artwork with Crafts with Crashly. Um, so I know there's um, Crafts with Crashly has a ton of artists, and the artists that a lot of the artists are like true artists that they, that have diamond paintings and all of that stuff. So obviously, I can't, I mean, I would never be opposed to trying to like create like an actual full artwork. It would just take me a long time and I would need ideas and things like that. Because that would be really cool to maybe one day have diamond paintings done. See, I'm looking, what am I looking for? There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Um, I would, that would be really cool to have diamond paintings of like my artwork, but, I don't know if that would actually ever happen. Um, but I'd like to know what you guys would like to see because I feel like for the most part, people are going to just buy the images that are actual diamond painting related um, drawings and yeah. So I feel like for the most part, you guys are gonna go for those. So I'd just like to get like kind of an idea of like what would you like to see or um, I don't know. Let me know. Whoa, I have the wrong one on now. Did I use that? I think I was using that. bit. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. That might be all I need to do with that. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my other part of my design back on. I want the larger one. There we go. Is that the one I want? I think so. Okay, so trying to see where I would want to put this. And I do want to put some bubbles, or try and do some bubbles. So let me turn this off. Oh, here. I'm going to group those and have them rename shell. Okay. Now what I'm going to do with this, duplicate this. Delete. Okay. So I'm going to, this is how I make it into a repeating design. Sometimes it's finicky. There we go. So I might put the shell, duplicate this. No. What is going on? Huh. Oh, because they're not on. That would be why. Okay, so I'm going to use that shell, and I think I'm going to try and put it up here. Because I think out of this turtle down in the bottom, here, let me circle it. I think this turtle, I want to have bubbles coming out from above him. Like coming out from the top of his head. Well, not the top of his head, but you get what I mean. Coming out above him. And then the shell, I want that shell like maybe there, and then like, I don't know where else. But I really like how it looks. I think that's a good color for this too. It's a good kind of coordinating color. It's pink. Like I kind of wanted like that. You know how when you go to the beach, shells have all different kinds of colors, but like I like that like creamy, it's like a creamy pinky mauve color kind of thing. That's kind of what I was going for. So that, and then sometimes this is how I go about like figuring out if it'll look good or not. Then I'm gonna shrink it down into a smaller version. And put it into 4 spaces. So that's about what it would look like. So I'm trying to figure out what other items I can include. And I feel like one of those, oh, there's like a line going through. I feel like one of these is not lining up right. Sometimes they don't line up right, and then I have to redo it. That one lined up that time. See, that one's not lining up right. It's not lining up right. I don't get why. Anyway, I'll fix that in a bit. Might need to make like one of the turtles smaller, maybe a larger, I don't know. I want it to fill the page better, so I feel like maybe this turtle I can make slightly smaller. No, not bigger. Okay. And then this turtle, so then I'm going to have to do this again. I might actually make this turtle larger, the center one. We'll see. Maybe make him just a little bit bigger. Now, now I'm going to repeat the process of going over, oh, put those together. Then I'm going to do that again and have it come down. So this go up. And I may make, maybe I'll make that turtle larger. Maybe. We'll try it. Oh, gotta combine them. Oh, not that big. And then I can move some of my other elements, like the little clownfish. You can move over there. And that clownfish might need to move down. And then creating a seamless pattern, it just takes time. Like moving things around, adjusting things, moving something here, moving something there. So it just takes time. want to see what it would look like if I do it this. Oh, I like that. That I like a lot more. Okay, I like that. Then we'll probably have bubbles. We'll have bubbles coming up from this turtle here, like bubbles coming up here. I'm using this because so bubbles will come from this turtle and it'll come up like this. Up here. And maybe I might enlarge the shell to make it a little bit bigger to fit that space better. Then I need to figure out something to go in here. Yeah. Let me see about doing the shells. Making the shell larger. Turn that on. Let's duplicate this. Move that one up. Move this one down. And then I'm going to take that shell, pinch that together, take that shell, and I'm going to enlarge it a bit. Turn off this. Okay. Now I can preview it again. So I'm going to duplicate and turn this back on. Duplicate that. Yeah, I like how that looks. What do you guys think? Still just trying to figure out what to put in this section. So it'll be repeating. So the repeat pattern, whatever I put here, will go over here, and will go here, and will go here. So I gotta try and figure out maybe what would go good there. Now I could tilt this guy. I could tilt this guy kind of sideways, and it might look cool in there too. So this is what putting together a pattern is like for me. I just experiment the entire time. Like I'm like, oh, do I like it this way? Do I like it that way? Do I like it this way? That's all it is. Me experimenting the entire time. So I personally want to try this and see what this looks like by tilting him. And just rotate it a little bit. sometimes that's all you need is um, it to change direction slightly. Okay, that looks okay. And then I just test it out again. So I'm going to put this back on. Um, and see how just changing his position kind of gives it a whole different look. Which then kind of opens up this space better, which I kind of like. So if you can see here, it kind of opens that space up a little more. So I could add something a little bit different. I think I like his little tilt. Um, um, yeah, so this is then so drawing each, so when I'm doing the process, I sketch out each image that I would like, or each image that I'm thinking about, and um, then I do like the coloring and adding life to it to make it look more realistic and 3D and all that stuff. That and shading and all of that. And then putting it together is probably, I mean, each step is very time consuming. But I think doing it so that it is a repeating pattern, so you can repeat this for forever and ever and ever, and it would never end, becomes really difficult for me because I'll spend forever working on it. Because as I look at it, I would want to make tweaks everywhere. Um, like for example, this turtle here, I could see him shift it a little, just to kind of change the look of it. Whoops. Um, and then I'm, just trying to figure. So, okay, maybe. So here was where. See, here is where I wanted to put bubbles. So we could go back to do that. Stop. Turn off. Okay. Let's pretend we're gonna give him bubbles. Okay. So here, I open a new layer for bubbles. I don't want to duplicate that. I want to add. Okay. So a blue. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to pick the blue. I'm not very good at picking colors. Cause yeah, that's really bright. Sometimes I go into my old palettes that I have. I think I was using this one earlier. And then I just, get this bigger. So bubbles, we could, then I gotta start thinking like, how do I want the bubbles? Do I want them really tiny, or, I mean, obviously I'll make them increase in size as they go. I mean, this is just an example. I mean, and some of the bubbles may stay smaller. 2, 4, 6, 7. And I really try hard to work in odds. So, 3, 5, 7s, 9s, things like that, because odd numbers draw you in. It draws your eye in. So if you work in odd numbers, it just, your eye goes to that area. So, oops, I think I'm going to draw one over here more so that fills the space better. And this isn't definite. I'm just playing with it, around with it. And then I usually take another color to like create a shadow under the bubble. And then here, actually, I'll create this because it's overlapped. And I'm just going to blend it. Let's see. And there's like bubbles traveling up. And I mean, you can add all kinds of things so like a highlight on one side of the bubble, and I'll blend that in. It's not gonna be just bright white. I'll blend it out a little. I mean, and that would look kind of cute. And then once again, after you've tried something, I'm gonna just duplicate this and duplicate that again. And I'm gonna make this a part of this one. So I'm just gonna put it together. Then we can try it out. So use that same thing. And this helps me see whether I like the look of it or not. Oh, that might actually look pretty good. The bubbles kind of add something to it. And I could even like add bubbles sporadically through all these little areas. So like in here and here, and here I'm probably gonna put something. I'm not sure what, but I'm thinking here I'll probably put something in there. But I could do bubbles sporadically throughout the entire thing so that it creates a whole environment for the turtles to be in. So, I don't know. Once again, this takes me hours and days and weeks to like think it through of what I like and um, what I want to do. So, I think we have been on for like an hour and a half. So, I think I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna end the live. Just so that we're not sitting here staring at me do this, because it's a long, drawn-out process. But I hope you all enjoyed, and that this gave you a little bit more of an insight of like what I do and like how I go about doing it. And if you like this design, let me know. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Nancy, for joining me. I really, really do appreciate it. And thank you, Nairo, and thank you, Matt Scout. I'm not going to say who you are, but I know who you are, in case you don't want anyone to know. And then, if anyone else is lurking, thank you for joining. And I think that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how I do some of this. And I will see you all next time. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.